So I'm not sure we have to complete the strategies in the life of this project. They are strategies to meet the goal, but surely it's the objectives, the sort of next level down that must be more time.
In fact, it's not necessarily. Yeah. Actually, because ideal case, we produce every strategy is under every goal, and that can be used for future, right? So this is correct, yeah, and we don't need to look at the time frame only, but we look at the, as far as the RIBIC is concerned, we pick up the one that RIBIC concerned and go for the RIBIC time frame.
One of the strategy promote and dissemination appropriate fishing technologies in order to support adaptive fishing operators, and then we try to build in consensus within the stakeholders because they are going to use that once. So we have something like PNG have like a win-win solution, acceptable by them and also acceptable by the government. And then choose one community as a project role model. It's a kind of replicable, so when one community succeeds in applying it once, the other fisher community will they will have a good intention to try it also in their community. And then for the economic benefit increase from sustainable resources, we're not quite sure, but we try that we put training for good handling on fish to increase the quality of fish and price, and we have to find the market access. So they have the product, and we have to find the market to sell the product.
It looks. I understand what they want to do and what they want to strategize. You might like to take note my suggestion. So the first strategy is about education and extension, promotion and dissemination and information. So it's part of the education, fishery education and extension. So you may like to say, something like that. So it's more strategic than you promote something. Is dissemination information is just building consensus, which is now what you really want to do here. I mean, what I see here is just like a meeting, and then you try to get agreement. What is in long term? What do you want to do here?
Sometimes they have a defensive, they are not going to follow the appropriate fishing technology. That's why it's a kind, whether it's acceptable for them, if they're going to use that one. Sometimes they have the interest, whether it is going to give benefits for them or it's going to make them lose something.
Right. So the purpose is to build consensus in a larger scale. That is the purpose. I mean, that is the objective. So building consensus in a larger scale. But what is the strategy to have that? It's more on, this is more on output. But what is the strategy to have that? That's the point. In ASEAN, to have consensus on some law, we harmonize the law, right? So that's harmonization is a good way of explaining. Try to harmonize, meaning by paper and by idea. Harmonize and everybody agree on paper and by per idea. That is fine. So harmonization. So that is so this have to be a kind of revisited.
Sorry, my first comment is a question. What do you actually mean by appropriate fishing technology? Do you mean selective trawling? Trawling with selective gears? Is that what you mean?
Fishing gear that we are going to use once appropriate for the area that...
Yeah, okay. No, that's the point. It's a selective. So that's very much from an ecosystems perspective. I think we have the mechanism because using EAFM planning is all about building consensus, isn't it? That how we build an EAFM plan is all about stakeholder consensus. So that actually is your strategy to develop.
Very good. So it's opportunity to, you can say, incorporate EAFM to build consensus with the stakeholder. That's the chance to do so.
And that joins things up very nicely.
Or integrate EAFM. Everybody would smile. Now, this one is interesting. I don't want to disturb your wordings, but we are trying to build the role model. We are trying to develop the role model, and this role model can be the farmers or the community that other people can follow. So actually, choosing is you are choosing the candy, but building the role model is something else. It's a long process. So that's the way we can think of, right? Of course, you might choose the fisherman leader, choose them, but building as the role model so other people can replicate. That's another thing. Okay, so that. Others, I think, training is just action. So again, is capacity building. Find the market access. I understand what we mean by this one. Explore the entry point to have the market space, something like that. So you need to find some entry point to be able to get the market space there. That can be the idea. Explore the entry point. So it's look, yeah, entry point to the market. Find the market. If we look at the English, and I'm not good English score, finding is you are finding something. So it is actually action verb. So explore the entry point. That could be the word. That could be the. It's very powerful strategy.
Okay?
If you can do it.
The strategy is there because they are focusing on improving the quality of the fish. That's there. The training is an activity. Their strategy is to improve the quality of their fish and then find new markets or better markets for them. And that's a good strategy.
Last but not least, thank you, big hands.
I will present the strategy of Thailand. We have two goals. Goal one is sustainable fishery ecosystem service. State an opportunity to make an aggressive strategy. Maybe the sentence is not clear. Strategy is ecological conservation management under Thai Marine Fishery Master Plan. The Fishery Master Plan have a lot of action. So we set this strategy. And the next one is diversifying. We select increased awareness of people and open access. So strategy is stakeholder participate in fishery management for close access. And the goal to is decentralized fishery management to support bycatch reduction in its enhanced. Strategy one is the same, but we ecological conservation committee, we just set up committee to manage the same under Thai Marine Fishery Master Plan. And the next strategy is increase awareness of local stakeholder participate in policy planning and law enforcement. Yes.
Okay. So Rich, any
Spelling of strength. Very small point. I'm surprised Thailand took longer because this seems to be more strategic. generally it's a better strategic view, I think.
How about this? Okay. My views is that when I heard this, when Ajahn present, we are like in the academic. We are doing like a research title. It's not strategy. It's like a research title. So I could not understand how this going to lead to ecosystem service. So can you explain more on this?
Because of Thai Marine Fishery Master Plan, we have an vision and go to sustain fishery. Maybe in we will maintain catch in 1.5 million tons, like this. So maybe my sentence is not good.
No, but how would this answer that? And also the second question to the second one. How would this answer this? That's the point, because we are trying to go into the goal.
So we want stakeholder participate to fishery management with close access.
Okay.
Maybe with
close access means zoning. Zoning that okay. So we would like to have the local stakeholder feel comfortable of new way of catching trawl fishery, meaning that using zoning, closer area, closer. So So if I understand rightly, they have to change from the behavior that they used to the new way of fishing. Then it's a strategy, because they are going to make some change on the way that they practice. All right. So the idea is the strategy, because it's not overnight that they will familiar with the closer area, closer system. So it needs some strategy to change their behaviors, their practice through their participation. So that's the strategy. That's the strategy. Okay, but maybe we have to communicate in different way. Okay, communicate in different way. All right. But the problem is here. Is standalone statement. How to solve this? This is a research title. It's not action to win. Ở ngay đi Trần. After we get this merit of this tool, so why is come like this?
So it should be increased awareness from the stakeholder and participate in the ecological conservation management plan.
I think so. I think it's a kind of enhance or increase or I don't know, to make them aware of ecological conservation is important.
Yeah.
So that could be the strategy. So if we get married of these two, then you get the idea of to go there. So after that awareness, so if they preserve the fish, then they get the service from the fish, because you get the resource pool, right? And they have to also to pay something to the resource pool. But I need to recap, so we have to redo this one in a way of more strategic statement.
Yeah. Okay.
And okay, let me check first whether we can.
And now the good governance.
Yeah. Now this one decentralized.
Decentralized. The strategy is decentralized. Fishery management to support by cash it use the strategy ecological conservation.
Okay, it's okay. I think we need to. I think we need to do a lot of revisit this one. I will go into the group and help. Okay, after this. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so this is the first try. Then the second draft. Within the second draft is not enough. After we know the second draft, we should be able to answer how to measure the achievement of each strategy. This means that we are going to identify the indicators to measure the strategy. This indicator is smaller size than yesterday. Okay? So let's have tea, come back at 3:15, but more on the quality. Alright, so we will end today with the quality of the work.